Well, we're starting as per. Welcome to episode 7, friend.
Yes.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was amazing. I'm in like a zillion leagues.
Yeah.
And
you did well?
won at least one of them, yes.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, let's just hop right into it. Episode 7, Big Biz podcast, the Big Businesses podcast, where, we have a bunch of news for pros, not Joes.
Yeah. Joe to world to you, actually.
Yeah. This is the worst introduction ever.
Okay,
terrible. Let's just get back into the sponsors. So
Yes.
I got a sponsor this week. Not this mezcal that we're drinking, which is delicious.
We should get a contract with them, though.
We probably should. So our sponsor this week is something I think every fantasy team needs. It's a vacuum. So is your roster so messy that it's in need of a major cleanup? Well, you're in luck. The new RySucks Electrolux Fantasy Vacuum 3000 will take care of all of your needs. The only fantasy vacuum on the market currently that sucks harder than Ryan's team and that girl that one time in Cancun. You'll see what I'm saying. RySucks Electrolux Fantasy Vacuum 3000. Get yours today at www.ryansucks.com.org.gov. All right, Joe.
I love it.
I know, it's a good one, isn't it?
That's very clean.
Yeah, we missed a week last week?
We did.
Life comes at you fast.
You know what's nice, though? For missing a week, a couple of people were like, hey, where's this week's episode? Where's the pod?
Yeah, it's fame hits you.
So it's, you know what I mean? Like, you don't make an episode, it gets noticed.
It does.
That's how it starts,
I
guys.
noticed you
That's
noticing
how it
us.
starts.
And just want to say thank you for being a... Smash a like and subscribe.
Smash
that
like
like and subscribe.
We love it,
If you don't, I will never shave my beard again.
Please.
That's actually a bad thing.
Please do it.
Probably, yeah.
Please do it.
It looks really, really bad. I should probably get a haircut.
Looks good today, though.
It's freaking disgusting. That's fine. It's pretty sweet, though.
How's mine?
Yours looks fresh.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's super clean.
I feel like I got better looking in the last, 4 minutes.
You did.
Yeah,
I think you did.
I think so.
Big fantasy implications for that, actually. So, we're going to do a quick recap of week 4 just because we did miss it. And the only thing we really want to talk about was that month. It was wild.
Yeah.
And wild for our fantasy league in particular. The game's not so much sometimes. Except for that Monday Nighter was a really good Monday Nighter.
It was what you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It was exactly what it was supposed to be.
And we had how many matchups that were decided?
So, coming down to the last drive when Geno had the ball and they were trying to score that, useless... Detroit was going to win, but, Seattle was about to score that useless touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
On that last drive, there's 5 matchups still in the air. Literally, out of our 6 matchups, 5 of them were if Geno got a touchdown, somebody would have won.
Fantasy implications to the roof.
If he would have, if Ken Walker would have rushed it in, it would have been somebody different. If they don't get it, somebody else would have won.
Huge.
And then Jackson Smith-Njigba.
He did pretty good there.
Yeah, not bad, right?
Good.
And so everybody was up in the air. It was like you didn't know what to cheer for. You had to choose between
I knew who to
friends.
cheer for.
Yeah.
I knew to cheer for. And even nicer, fantasy implications aside.
I think you're going to say the same thing as me. Go for it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, well then, no, you're not.
I'm not sure if they actually watch it. I've asked them to. But my brother-in-law and my sister are very big Seahawks fans.
Mm-hmm. Not what I was going to say, but this
very, very, very big. My brother-in-law in particular, he's a very football intelligent person, and we have a league as well together.
Football
his family
intelligent
league.
And a Seahawks fan?
They exist.
No comment.
But I did send him a nice little text after, and he wasn't too impressed. But
you did.
Let's be honest, they've had the number of the Lions for a few years.
Yeah.
They've been a thorn in my side, in particular because one year we lose the playoffs. We lose the option of playoffs because we had that loss.
I'm sure whatever they sent you last year was just as bad as whatever you sent them this year, right?
So. It wasn't too bad. It was just an animated lion chewing on a Seahawk. It wasn't. It wasn't too bad.
That's fine. That's fine.
We did kind of toast them, and it was what a game! 18 for 18 passing for golf. We had everybody fantasy-wise putting up numbers. Just
it was fun times.
Love.
It was a good game. It was honestly, it was a really good game.
Really was. So that was last week,
and we both won. That was, I think, the most important thing.
We both did win. We both did win our fantasy matchups. Cheers to that.
Yeah, I'll cheers again.
I'm gonna choose some ice just for you guys.
You know who you are. You like that, eh?
Okay, we have a nice chewing problem. I do anyway.
So,
anyways,
today is Monday, so pretty much most of the matchups are already pretty close to decided.
Sorry, I have to interject. One thing we have to note about week 4: one big fantasy loss, King Henry's Legion, aka copy paste.
Oh yeah.
Lost by one
Copy
Derrick
paste.
Henry yard.
For those of you who don't know who copy paste is, that's my brother. He looks exactly
Massive.
like me. He sounds like me.
He does.
Yeah. So
He's only like 14 years younger than you.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
something like that.
Yeah.
Well, 14.
Oh, 14
Okay.
or like 7, but yeah,
I thought you guys, your
Only
years
7.
are doubled.
only 7.
Your people's years are doubled.
Well, when I watch my matchups, I age twice as fast. That's for sure. So.
I didn't have Gray until this week. So let's just go back and so we're getting to week 5, and one thing I want to talk about for this league, our league in particular, and if anybody else fancies their fantasy league to be quite good,
Fancy.
usually you like to look at your league rating, right?
You do.
Right. We've been a diamond league for.
Well, we've been a platinum league, which is
What's the highest?
the highest is diamond.
We were diamond league.
No.
100% we were.
Were we?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then that's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
So I thought we were platinum, which is like
You people fucking
which is good.
disgust me.
But yeah,
Dropping into gold?
yeah.
Drops into
Well,
gold?
that's like you can't even tell people you run a league. Like we're
No.
trying to do a podcast about a competitive league.
We're trying to be professionals here. And
So-
if you have gold, like what's the entry? Like gold?
Oh, anybody like Meyer could be a Draft Wizards could be a gold. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those are like
bad.
the couple that you expect to be the gold.
Yeah.
But like we had like 4 or 5 platinum guys that dropped to gold within the span of 1 week.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It's like, what are you? You're like a high platinum.
Yeah, I dropped into platinum for my
Yeah,
loss.
but you were diamond before. I'm and it's not a competition. I'm a 10-time diamond, but it's not what that's about. I'm keeping the league together basically.
I'm a
not
one-time
just as a
diamond.
commish, but yeah. But yeah,
Shine
you know,
bright like a
yeah.
diamond.
So bright.
Yeah, we don't anymore shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah, we're not. We're shine bright like a
Platinum?
gold nugget. Like that's bullshit. Like
Yeah.
get your shit together, guys.
It's really embarrassing.
yeah.
We can't be professionals until we have.
I'm not showing anybody a screenshot of our league until we're platinum again. So
That's who they are.
yeah.
We just did it. If I'm pointing at nothing right now, it's even better.
That's good.
So week 5 recap. As far as the games this weekend, we had some great games this weekend.
Yeah.
Huge fantasy numbers. A lot of injuries that we're going to be talking about
A
shortly.
little bit later. Yep.
A lot of implications. But then some of these scrubbies that would never be drafted are like playing lights
Guys
out.
are coming out of nowhere.
Yeah. And it's cool to see, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like overly frustrating when you're like, oh, I'm playing as Darius Slayton this weekend.
Yeah.
Locked in. Then Darius Slayton puts on his Malik Neighbors task.
Tucker Kraft.
And just
like, who are these
Tucker
guys,
Kraft
right?
stiff arming people like
Yeah.
he's Travis, the real Travis Kelce.
Yeah, no, yeah. All his talent went over to Kraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What freaking?
There's a Croft. I don't even know. That's the thing. I don't even know your name, and you're getting 20 a week.
Well, it's Kraft.
It is. Or is it
Oh,
Croft?
Kraft singles. It's the Cheeseheads.
Well,
I
that
don't
would
know.
be better. He should change his name if it is Croft. I think it's Croft. I don't fucking know.
Oh, maybe we should probably.
I'm not gonna learn.
What are
And
you,
I'm
a
not gonna
freaking
learn
gold
either.
level?
Yeah.
Get out of here. But yeah, huge plays by people that were not drafted, but obviously a lot of people plugged
Yeah.
in because there was no other real
Yeah, there's a
options.
lot of like desperados in our league. Like if you're the guy who owns, like the Cooper Cup people, the AJ Brown people,
Yep.
you know what I mean? There's all these guys that are just
The Joe Mixon people.
Yeah, Joe
Nobody
Mixon
would
people.
trade somebody, maybe a running back, to fill in for the Joe Mixon thing, and then
Tell me about it.
somebody had to like
Who'd you pick
pick
up?
up Cam Akers. Then he just got a nice little touchdown and a few extra yards.
Nice.
No big deal.
So
But it was nice to see.
I will say something about my. So week 4 I won. It was great. You won. We're great. We're happy. This week not so much. And it's the worst is when you lose and a guy has a better team and you can just say, all right, I lost, right?
It's fair.
But this one was on my own sword. I fell onto my own sword on this one.
Yeah.
I benched Joe Burrow. And
You
I don't
did?
even. Yeah, I did.
What? Who'd you put in from?
I don't even want to tell you.
I would like to hear it.
I'm glad you didn't see it,
Please.
but
No, I might have. I just want everybody else to see it.
I played Justin Fields
No, you didn't.
over Joe Burrow.
No.
And it gets
you are
worse.
no longer
and
diamond.
And it gets so much worse too because I never do shit like
You
this.
should be deducted fantasy
I
championships.
never
for
do
that.
shit like this, and I'm looking at it. I'm like,
You're like,
I wanna-
"Oh, Dallas D's
I wanna
garbage."
I want to go for the high ceiling. Fields had 32 last week in our league. He's getting better progressively every week. Blah blah blah. Joe Burrow was against the Ravens, divisional game. Blah blah blah. I'm just overthought it. I did it, and then the
I would
cherry
think
on
you-
top though is I was playing Puka McGowan, and you know who he fucking had? Jamar Chase. So not only do I just get the chase going off on me, but he's getting all these chase points, and I should be getting the points with him as the Burrow owner.
The reciprocated points.
Yeah. So it's like when you've got a guy who's got a wide receiver 1 and you've got that quarterback, that's an advantage. It's like whatever that guy does, you're getting on your end too.
It's funny.
Right?
You said you put thought into it.
I did. I'm thinking a lot
showing
better.
You're showing
after
right
the loss,
now that
though.
you really didn't put any thought.
Man, and I apologize. Like, you have to take advice from me for the rest of this episode, but I'm a fucking idiot.
For fans of the show, one of us has been saying regularly how overvalued Justin Fields has been, and it's not been him.
It is not.
Let
did
the
I
record
learn
show.
my lesson?
Let the record show that I've been right yet again.
I mean, he got 18. That would be nice if Joe Burrow didn't get 39, right? So
In our standard league format.
what I would do for 21 points. That difference, what I would do for 20. Anyways, that's a whole nother segment. What I would do for 21
Yeah, that
points,
segment we can't show on YouTube.
Yeah,
would be demonetized from the monetization.
Community guidelines would have something to say about that.
We'd have to lose our entire channel, be banned.
Oh man, wasn't pretty.
Yeah, wasn't
You winning
too good.
this week or what?
I am winning this week.
Good. At least one of us holding down the fort.
So finally, actually, I'll be at top of our division. It's no big deal. But I'll be top of our division.
Tomatoes.
And, even though tonight's game comes down to the Saints and Chiefs, a lot of fantasy implications here. A lot of people playing that are going to be on people's rosters. And for betting predictions, we have the Saints at 5.5. They're getting 5.5 points. Over-unders at 43.5 points. What do you think about this bet?
So I kind of like the Saints to cover.
I do too.
It's a weird Monday night game, and
I think
close.
I think we'll
cycle
back on this.
They had 2 weird losses,
and we're gonna have to start a counter in the corner of like how many times.
Yeah.
I think we should start doing
I'm down
that.
for that.
But we'll take some notes on here after.
Yeah.
I am taking Saints money line.
Ooh. See, I think
Saints
the Chiefs always win, so I'm going to take the
They
Chiefs
do,
to win.
but
I do think it will be a close game.
But that fire against the NFL and the refs has been pretty hot of late, and pretty mainstream people discussing like how ridiculous some of these.
Well,
things
you
have been.
can't win every single game of the season by one play.
By one flag.
There's got to be a point where the one play doesn't come in.
The first 3 weeks of this season have been coming down to the last play.
Yeah.
And they have won because of usually referees interference.
Every single week.
And you could argue that the Saints lost because of the 2 last plays of a game as well. So they've been on the reciprocal side. I think the offense of the Saints right now, just because they're not as decimated by injuries, is far better. Like Mahomes can be as good as Mahomes wants to be. If you're passing to a wet paper bag, albeit a very fast one.
Well, you know who I like on the other side? Your boy, Rashid Shaheed. I think he comes back to life this week. He's been quiet. He was very quiet. I think he goose-egged one of the weeks, but he'll be back.
We've always said he's a boomer bust player.
So
he's been a boomer bust
this
player.
week will be good for him.
Booms are pretty big, though. You know
I think even though it's a Monday night, I think they're going to score points. I think it's. I would take the over. Like what
do you mean?
I fall for it every
second.
week with the Chiefs.
Last week we just discussed how many fucking points were scored last week.
1 million. I don't know. But like the Chiefs, they have so many games where they have 13 points with 5 minutes left in the game, and it's so
the Chiefs'
to
offense
watch,
is not
right?
as good as people think it is.
But I do think they'll score some points. They'll have to score.
Who's going to
points
score their
tonight,
points
so.
then? Fantasy implications here.
I know one.
Who's going to
person.
score their points?
I know one person.
Let's hear it. Travis Kelce.
Kareem Hunt. I think he gets a touchdown tonight. So all you degenerate gamblers out there, and you want to take an anytime touchdown, I like Kareem Hunt tonight.
That's not a bad play. He's had it a couple weeks now. A week and a half.
Well, yeah.
And he knows the boys a bit. So
he came in, and I've never seen somebody lose their job so fast. Steele was like, not the real Steele at all.
Real Steele at all.
So he was out of there quick. Hunt came in. I think he had like 16 carries, something like that, and it was almost 5 yards a carry. He looked fine. He looked good.
He's going to treat the odds like his girlfriend and beat the shit out of him.
She wasn't his girlfriend. She was just a random girl in the elevator lobby, and she was rude, okay?
By the way, we're joking.
Yeah.
It's allegedly.
Don't kick a broad in the
Allegedly.
ribs.
You should never do that.
If you're going to kick her, don't kick her in the ribs. I mean, don't do that.
Stop
That's bad.
it.
Stop it.
Just look
That's
bad against
bad.
for people.
Yeah. What happened to your hair?
It's my sexy look.
Broad.
All right, but other fantasy implications. Mahomes, he's been very frustrating. He's been difficult for fantasy this year despite the injuries.
Yeah.
So this week I think is not very good.
It's so tempting though when you see like over-unders for his yards. I think it's like 202 yards over-under.
He could
It's
have...
like, can Mahomes throw 200 yards? Yeah. Why doesn't he though? So yeah, so I don't know. It's a really tough call to make. For me, I would always take the over because
You got to take the over.
you just expect it, right?
Two reasons to take the over on this one for his yardages. They say if it's 202. Is it 202 for his yardages?
202. Yep.
I'm taking the over because I think they're going to be down.
Yep.
I think they'll be down a lot.
So they'll have to come back, make a game of it type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I even the short yard situations, if he's bringing back, and obviously Kareem Hunt's back in, there are gonna be a lot of short passes, gonna be a lot of screens, gonna be a lot of and then just yaks all day long. Especially with Xavier Worthy, he's gonna be basically your WR1.
So that's an interesting one.
Yeah. And
so
Kelsey
you think it just naturally goes to Worthy then? With Rice being out, obviously,
I think
the Rice injury is massive for this team.
I think it has to. The problem is there's a lot of injury implications for a guy that size.
Yeah.
And if you're going to start throwing him screens or anything through the slot or anything like that,
I still think they'll run some like gadget stuff, but they don't have that possession receiver. So that's why I think Kelsey is actually a guy. If you have him in fantasy and you've just been waiting and waiting, the time's coming. Like
he's a guy that you have to start.
They
anyways.
have to. They don't have a choice now. I can't see Juju Smith-Schuster at age 8,074 being ready to come in and be consistent, right, on this team.
Yeah, and
so
they'll
spread the ball around, they'll find guys, they'll find stuff, but I think now you're going to get a consistent, healthy dose of Kelsey.
And
healthy Kelsey.
This is kind of like you want to. Everybody always wants to say, Mahomes is obviously in GOAT category for many things that he's done. People want to say this, and this is where I say he's absolutely not.
Yeah,
because if it was a Tom Brady here who played for years with,
he didn't have anybody for I don't even know how long.
They're like, oh, you lost Wes Walker. What's gonna happen now? He's like, plug in the next short way.
He's
guy.
like, you.
He's like,
Edel what?
Edel
Nut. Yeah.
Throw you in slot. Yeah, now you're gonna be the best receiver in the league.
All-star. Yeah.
Can he play well with obviously some of the best in history? Yes, he can.
Yeah.
But can he also make studs? Yes, he can.
Yeah.
And this is where I just don't think Mahomes has that. Like Mahomes is.
It feels like
different.
watching the Chiefs.
He's very good.
More like Andy Reid just knowing what to do, as opposed to Mahomes making it all happen.
Yeah, see, that's
so I don't know. So
that's the whole thing. Was it Belichick or Tom?
But I'm one of those guys because he went over. Tom. Yeah.
He went over to Buccaneers and won championships, and they did absolutely nothing when he left in New York, or not New York, New England. And I think Andy Reid left Kansas City, and he went to a buffet. Then. He never had. KC would he never had so much to choose from, so much to eat. Yeah, he looks great by the way.
Real quick,
cheers to him.
Super degenerate gamblers, and you want to take like a really, really bold chance on a guy for an anytime touchdown. New Orleans, I like Juwan Johnson, backup tight end. I could see him getting a red zone touchdown.
He soaks targets.
I forget what it's paying, but it's decent odds for an anytime touchdown.
He's gonna get 5 targets today, and most of those are gonna be in red zones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'll get. And he did it a few times last year. He had a bunch of red zone touchdowns. There's no Taysom Hill this week, right? Taysom Hill's out. Yeah, the Swiss Army knife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I could. He was rolled out like 4 days ago. So
perfect.
Yeah,
because I picked him up on waivers. I'm just joking. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kamara, play him. So you play Kamara.
Yep.
You may throw in a Rashid Shaheed.
What about Olave?
Olave Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be out there for sure. I think he gets 60, 70 yards, maybe a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think that's where he's at. Maybe 5, 6 catches.
Yeah.
Right around there.
Yeah. 5 for 70. I'm down with that.
Yeah, pretty standard for a wide receiver 1, but I think everything's going to go Kamara's way again. And he's looked super healthy. He's looked super reliable. So start him up, boys and girls. There's fantasy predictions for tonight. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Everybody's favorite segment.
I love this segment.
I love this segment.
I love it too.
Let's start with the good. King Henry and the Ravens started off Pat and I.
Man. So last week, 199 yards. You know what I did? I jinxed Barkley. I'm like, Barkley's going to win the rushing title. He's a shoo-in. He's so good. Yeah, and then King Henry was like, fuck your podcast, dude. Like, do you know who I am?
This man, how many times do we have to say it on here, is an absolute unit of a human being. And just does not
It's so beastly.
age?
And like first play of the game, and he just busts off the 70-yard touchdown.
Making DBs look like little children.
Yeah.
And they couldn't catch the size. Wild.
Everyone on the field looks like young Hoku when he runs. Okay? And he's fucking Godzilla, dude. Like, this guy's running, and he has this new move, eh? Like, they're like, Godzilla is coming! Godzilla is coming!
Wow.
Are we going to get canceled for this?
Yeah.
Probably. Oh,
it's
too late now.
Yeah.
He's running, and he used to have like the truck stick, right?
No, he
grabs a guy and he just trucks, right? He has a new move now. He's like literally running, and people are coming at him, and he's like,
he just goes like he's turning the page of a book.
You're swimming a human like. He didn't move, eh? He's literally swimming humans, eh? And he's just...
Please leave my area.
I've never seen anything like it. It's the most insane thing.
It's wild.
So, 199 yards, that's it, right? So, he might get the rushing title with that side, but...
If he continues... The thing is, like, that team offensively is such a juggernaut. And it took... Like, week 1, we started texting each other going, this is going to be a wild year for the Ravens.
Yeah.
Week 2, we're like, oh, maybe they came back down. Maybe it was a week 1 thing. And then weeks 4 and 5, you're like, no. That's the same week.
But then even yesterday, that crazy game with Cincy. So Cincy had that game in the bag, and then all of a sudden, just pure grit. I know you like the word grit. So pure grit, right? Yeah. They hung in there. They came back, took it to overtime, and as soon as it went OT, like he just put him on his back again. Like he's so good, man.
Well, it went down to special teams. Cincy special teams obviously had that muffed snap. Is what it is. You know, it's very unfortunate. But Cincy, it was like they really took it to their defense. Now, that's the second team that's really exposed the Baltimore defense, which I thought was a lot stronger.
Well, so did I when I benched Burrow, but anyways, we're over that, right?
It looks like it's very much an offensive team. Their defense is, I think, still going to be there. Maybe just get a little bit better throughout the season. But I'm genuinely surprised. Like, I knew Cincy had a better offense than they did the first 3 weeks, because I always say, the first 3 weeks of football, Cincinnati's absolute garbage. Yep. They start playing week 4. It's been like this since I can remember.
Play, and I know their defense is bad, but I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're still going to, even at 1-4, they should be 2-3, whatever you could say. But even at 1-4, I still think they're going to find a way to be like 9-8 or 10-7 and try to get in the playoffs, right?
So they're going to sneak into a wild card.
Yeah, as long as Burrow's just throwing the way he's throwing, I think I'm happy. So
I think
I'm never benching him again. So I think I'm happy.
You want to trade him? You trade him to me. I'll give you like Aaron Rodgers or something. I'll figure it out.
No.
Okay, perfect.
No thanks.
So let's go to the next one.
What a story, man.
What a story.
Wow.
What a story that everybody's talking about, so we're not really unique on this. But we're not really unique on anything.
We were unique when we thought of it, and then we realized everybody else is talking about it. But he's pretty much the talk of the league. So
Jayden Daniels and the Washington Redskins.
Yeah. Commanders.
No.
Football team.
Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
This team, you must hate.
I hate it
as a Philly fan.
Like, you know what, man? They're fun to watch, and I just hate that even more because it's like I can't even enjoy the ride watching them play, and everybody is just
as a fellow NFC Ian, right? The NFC might go to the Commanders.
Right now, they look like I
think it's going to be
because they're not winning; they're steamrolling.
It's going to be a Washington.
They're scoring a ton of points, and they're winning every week, right?
Because everyone thought at the beginning of the year, well, everyone except for myself, who maybe said on here, if I didn't, I said it to you guys, that the San Francisco 49ers are not NFC championship contenders.
They are.
How many times have I said that?
Jodo World and San Fran are the greatest 2 and 3 teams that have ever existed in fantasy football and real life football. But anyways, that's a sidebar.
How about without CMC, which is who knows when he
Commanders
returns.
/Redskins. Holy crap, they look good.
Really good.
So Jayden Daniels isn't like a 21-year-old rookie. Like this guy is, I think he's 27. Like he's old. He's an old rookie.
He seems it.
So he seems it. I don't know. He's poised.
How old is he?
I think he's 27. Like for real.
Okay. He looks so.
Yeah. How old do I look?
28.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Very good.
So no, they look good, man. Brian Robinson's getting touchdowns every week.
B-Rob was supposed to be sick. Like he wasn't supposed to get a
my knee hurts. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll just go in for the really hard ones.
Scary Terry. Everyone was writing him off like 3 weeks ago, and
that Ohio State product is he's looking
he's
looking scary.
He's looking scary. That's very original.
Thank you.
That was very original.
Work on that.
So I mean, he can Daniels can throw the ball like super quick. Like he could get it out
accurate, fast.
Yeah, accurate, fast.
That one over the shoulder,
running on his legs, like
right in the breadbasket.
Yep. He looks
deadly.
He reminded me like in week 1. I'm like, oh my god, it's like they found RG3 all over again.
You know,
but it's like RG3, but like now I'm just like he's so much better than RG3. Like he's so much he's just so good. Like he's not making mistakes. He's shattering records in terms of like accuracy.
Rookie performance.
completion percentages,
really,
things like that. And
it's really wild, actually.
And they're getting better, so it's weird. I hate it, and I hope it stops.
Like it
Make it stop,
I
Jimmy.
like watching
Make it stop.
I like watching it, but I really want them to be like in a different conference and like lose in maybe the second round.
Right.
Like, I just do not want it. That's not a team I want to
I would
face.
just be good with them missing the playoffs and being like, oh yeah, let's get it next year.
Unfortunately, they're in your division.
Yeah.
And you aren't making the playoffs.
I mean, I think we got somebody on our oogly list later, or a bad list or something, but man, yeah, they look rough. Oh, actually, we're going into the bad right now. So,
yeah, now it's time for the bad.
Great transition. So Jalen Hurts sucks, turns out. Fuck. Joe, how do you really feel?
Yeah, tell me how you feel, because...
No, well, I strategically... you noticed him. He's so cute, though.
Oh, it's just not a bobblehead.
Yeah, it's not a bobblehead.
This guy right here.
It's a Funko, bro.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Really? Oh, my God. I know somebody in our league who has like 3,000 of these things.
Whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
Without a tush push or a Jason Kelsey, isn't worth anything.
It's eerie, similar to Michael Vick. So Vic went to the Eagles. He had that like crazy great year, and everybody was like Vic's reborn. He got the $100 million contract.
Yeah.
And he looked so good that first year, and then gradually, when the system continued, he was just turning the ball over. Though his playing style, it gets sloppy. So Hurts went from never turning the ball over these last like year and a half. Oh my God! Like it's 2 or 3 a game.
There's an immense amount of pressure on this kid. Just make his hands a little bit greasy.
The flow of games, though. And granted, he didn't have wide receivers against Tampa. I didn't think they were going to win, but they looked way worse than I thought they would look.
They did.
But yeah, like
their defense looked bad.
Yeah, everything. It just their defense doesn't look like they're gelled yet, and they're trying to get it together. And then he's got the ball. He's dangling it out when he's running. He's dropping shit. It's such sloppy.
Coach's
football.
on the sideline.
Yeah. Oh, Sirianni, and he's always mad.
Yeah. Nick Sirianni. Love that guy.
That was my Sirianni face.
That was a good one.
I think he's going to get fired before the end of the year if this.
He's a candidate for chopping block. He's chopping block. Candidito.
Yeah. Him and Dougie P are my 2 chopping blocks. And see who gets fired first.
I thought Doug Peterson's already gone.
No, he's not gone yet.
Did I just tell the future as Nostradamus?
What, is he gone? No, wait, they won yesterday. Yeah. Still employed.
Not by the end of the year.
Yeah, no, he'll be gone soon enough, but yeah.
He's Gonzo. One win isn't going to save him. Not to mention that if it wasn't because his QB finally played football, they wouldn't have had that win anyways.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hurts, he hurts.
It hurts.
He's not doing so well.
It hurts to watch him. Yeah.
Fantasy
I hope they turn around.
But do you start him if you have him in the league?
Yeah, you have to. He's still good for fantasy. He's still getting rush yards. He's still getting rush touchdowns. So
you got to start him. Yeah. I think I have this bet with 2 people. By the end of the year in standard format, Jalen Hurts has less fantasy football points than Jared Goff.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would still take Hurts.
I know you would.
Yeah.
So the other 2 people that I bet, and I may be wrong, but I don't think I'm that wrong.
I'd bet you my Funko Pop on that.
That's how
God. Confident I am. Oh, he got excited. He got excited.
I'll bet you my grit hat.
I'll take the grit hat. That's a great great.
I would be so excited. This is better than money because what I'm going to do to that, if I get it.
I'm going to pose naked, just wearing nothing but the grit hat. And then I'm going to give it back to you.
No, I don't want it.
No, yeah. Okay, so who else you got on there?
So 3 running backs that we're genuinely concerned about. Yeah. Bijan Robinson, Travis Etienne, and Breece Hall.
Yeah, mother...
Okay, Bijan isn't being used properly, and for some reason Tyler Algier has much larger share than he should. Yeah. Etienne is not bad, but Tank Bigsby is pretty good. And Breece Hall is good, but I'm really liking that his handcuff as well, who's getting more and more playing time.
All right, who are we starting with? You want to start?
Bijan.
Bijan?
Mr. Robinson.
Honey Bijan. Yeah. Bijan Poupon. So, you know what? Last year, it was pretty underwhelming, too. So he was supposed to be amazing. He looks great in flashes. Yeah. But is he the number 2 or 3 overall pick in fantasy? Hell no.
I do not think he is.
Not even
I didn't think he was last year.
He wasn't last year. He went in the first round, and then the hype caught up again, and then new system, and he's going to be great, and yada, yada, yada. But
it's only 5 weeks in, but he still hasn't shown, really...
No, he's...
a couple flashes.
He's mixed into the offense.
Yeah.
But he just looks like a running back that they use. And they're going to mix in Algier. That's not...
Not mixing.
Oh, fun.
Mixing.
It's a funny funny thing too.
Let's hear it.
You want to hear about pronunciation? You know how I butcher everybody's names?
Yes, we both do.
Al Jair.
No,
Did you know that?
Al Jair?
Yeah, Al Jair.
That's how you say it?
Yeah.
Well, you'd know. That sounds like
Well, I had to look it up because I knew I was going to butcher it today. So
Al Jair.
I'm still calling him like Algicide though. So Algicide. He's like Algicide to Bijan. So he comes in, he's stealing carries. They use him in the red zone. Like I don't know, and that offense is spread around. Like Cousins is throwing a lot too. So it's not like they're not riding Bijan this year at all. What you're seeing so far up until a third of the fantasy season's done, right? So what you're seeing up to this point, that's what you're getting. That's what you signed up for. It's not changing. It's not going to be a heavier dose in any way, shape, or form. So,
but for fantasy purposes, you can't just not.
Well, what are you going to do with him? You've put that much stock into him. You've drafted him at, I think he went 3 or 4 in our league, right?
Yeah, and look at this.
You're not gonna get whatever it is that you think you should get for him after drafting him that high, right? But
no,
last 2 weeks, 7 and 7, right?
7 points. So standard format, he's never even reached projections this year.
He had 7 carries 2 weeks ago, 12 carries this week. So he's a running back. He's a lead back. Who's
that's kind of really bad. 7 carries.
He's a 70-30 split back, right? In a semi good offense that's getting better, but
in a game they won against Tampa Bay, albeit at the very end. In a game they won, he only had 12 carries.
Right.
He only had 15 touches altogether.
It's not pretty. It's not. No. It's not round.
In a game they
worthy,
won,
right?
he had 77 total yards, no end zone.
And then you see a guy like David Montgomery who goes 4 rounds later in our draft, and he's getting 15 to 18 carries a game. Their O-line's better. They're depending on their run more. You know what I mean? It feels like Montgomery's more of a central piece to their offense than Bijan would be for Atlanta, right? So.
Well, yeah. If you look at it, his lowest touch point in a game, his lowest amount of touches in a game has been 15 touches.
Yeah.
And he went for 130 yards.
23 totes in that one.
No, not 130. Sorry, that was 70 yards. But yeah, he's getting fantasy points wise. He's beating projections every single time he plays, and sometimes by a lot.
Yep.
He's never been less than a standard format than 13 points in a week.
So
this guy won week.
So if you've got Bijan, you got to panic a little bit because.
But what are you supposed to do? Say, give me Montgomery for Bijan Robinson?
Yeah. So if I own Bijan, I would feel like such a loser that I had to do that. It's probably the better thing to do, but no one's doing it, right? So everyone who has him is just holding on to him and hoping.
Yeah, and then Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby obviously is eating him alive right now.
Yes.
Yesterday in particular.
Yeah, he looked great yesterday.
He looked great, frustratingly good. Because I have him in that 2.0 league, somebody traded me for.
Oh man,
that's pretty.
It wasn't collusion though, right?
No,
when you lose a trade, it's not collusion.
I lost that trade.
Yeah. Well, I got Josh. I just said, hey, do you want to flip these guys? Because I hate ETN, turns out. So
I also just hate Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, so I knew it was like a mutual hatred. So I'm like, I hate Jacobs less, so I'll take him. But
yeah, I hate him less now too.
But yeah.
But anyways, that
was his week where ETN, if you had any doubts or you're worried. After yesterday's game, you're hoping, okay, it's come back to life week. You're going to get 25 points and then you feel better about him. It's not happening.
The exact opposite.
Tank looks good.
Yeah, it looks like a real timeshare.
So it's a legitimate timeshare.
Real timeshare between them. Real timeshare between Bijan and Algier. Or
Algier.
We're going to Algeria?
Algier.
Yeah. And it's looking to be a real timeshare with Breece Hall and your other boy there.
Yeah, Braylon Allen.
Yeah, Braylon.
The next Derrick Henry.
Braylon Allen looks fantastic.
But you know what? They both look like shit the last 2 weeks. I'll be honest. The Jets have looked. Yeah. Well, they've looked messy. The play calls are bad. One guy's running in, one guy's running out. One guy's running there's just no consistency. They're not running the ball enough.
Yeah.
Their O-line is way worse than I thought it was going to be. They brought in a lot of new guys on the O-line this year, and so we just naturally thought it was going to be improved from last year. They look like the same line as last year.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure being put in the QB. These guys aren't getting any separate. As soon as they get the ball, they're getting touched in the backfield.
And I think their offense is turning into Rodgers would rather just throw a very quick slant pass for 3 yards than to just actually run the ball. So it was frustrating to watch as a Breece owner. Should we be worried? Yeah,
yes.
We should be worried.
I think so too.
Before yesterday's game, I would have said no. I would have said, nah, Breece is going to bounce back. He's fine.
Did we disagree on all 3 of these?
Yeah, we kind of did.
God damn, let's go to the next one. The other. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'll disagree with whatever you want to say.
No, you have to be honest about it.
Okay, you're right.
Integrity
I agree
here.
with you, yeah.
All right, go to the ugly. Injuries across the board. We got CMC, we got Rashee Rice, the Philadelphia receiving core. A-Chain this weekend. Nico Collins potentially with something in his hand going on. Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Mixon, and Devontae Adams fake injury.
Yeah, that's not even a real one, but you got to add him to the list because he won't play anymore. So,
he needs a prescription.
Oh, I got traded. Oh my God! You know what? I feel good. I feel better.
He needs a tradeectomy to get rid of that.
He needs a tradeaway pill.
Yeah, he needs a tradeaway pill. He needs a tradeaway pill.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Bring back old sponsors. I love it.
I still think all these injuries are because teams don't play in the preseason. Like, I think
big part of it. I think some of it's turf. Some of it's turf.
Some of it's turf too, for sure.
And some of it is just injuries happen. It's football.
Yeah.
But CMC's injuries, okay, he's not. If he comes back this year at all, it'll be mid to late November, and he'll be getting maximum a timeshare.
Snorlax.
He's not going to be the CMC of late. I'm sorry to everybody that ever drafted him.
I don't know.
He was on my do not draft list. Unless he went into the 4th round, which I'm joking.
Come
that's not
on.
true.
Yeah,
that's lies.
No.
But I would not have taken him number 1 overall. I was probably gonna go wide receiver overall. I would have been wrong anyways, but
it's just how good he's been.
It's not been okay. I don't want to share all my information with you here, but look at every single consensus number 1 overall pick for fantasy for the last 6-7 years.
Never repeats.
They don't pan out.
Yeah, no, it's true.
They don't pan out. The other 2 times he was a consensus number 1, played like 3 games in 7 games.
Those are the only times I ever had him.
Yeah,
I've never had healthy CMC.
Healthy, phenomenal. Rashee Rice is gonna be gone for a while, unless something wild happens.
I think he's out for the whole year, but I hope he's not.
Regular season, yeah.
Because now that I don't even have him, which was like kind of awesome, but kind of crazy, right? So I did that blockbuster trade the week that he got hurt, so it worked out for me.
I did the week after, the week before, yeah.
Yeah. So it was oh, you acquired
another
him?
league, yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
Giveaway Kamara.
So I got rid of him, and I was so hesitant to do it, and then he gets hurt. I did an apology text to the Taco Monsters. I was like, hey, I'm sorry to hear about Rice. I hope we can still do a deal in the future, and that you don't hate me and want to be.
He's probably upset.
It took him 6 days to respond to me. 6 days. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Like, no. I don't even know if he just felt like he had to respond, but it's kind of cold. Before we did the trade, friendship. Oh my God, yeah, it will be great for both of us. We're both gonna get into the playoffs, bro. And then now I'm just like, are you still my friend? And he's like, leaves you on red for 6 days.
Yeah, and you might not get in the playoffs.
Yeah, wouldn't that be the ultimate kicker?
I love it.
I think he's out for the year. Hopefully he comes back. A-Chain will be back. They're going into the bye week right now, and they were saying it was just a concussion. So
I'm just pulling it back,
baby.
Singing? Just getting more relaxed over here.
Elvis Presley just jump in here?
So he'll be back after the bye week.
Yeah, he'll be back after the bye.
So he can continue to not get fantasy points when he gets back.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Does it matter on that team right now?
No.
That Tua-less team.
Just an absolute dumpster fire of the team.
This one kind of hurts.
Depending on the severity, because he clearly was able to walk it off. He didn't just explode in the middle of the field, which really bad hammy problems. Typically, you just crumple.
So it's if it's a grade 1 strain, it's 1 week, maybe 2 or something like that.
But Nico Collins out for any period of time is tough for fantasy owners.
Yeah, and it affects everybody. So Nico's the guy that if he gets hurt on that team, it affects Stroud. Mm-hmm. If he gets hurt on that team, I don't necessarily think it bumps up Diggs and Dell. I don't think these guys get better because he's out. I think it just ruins their offense.
They'll get more targets, but
they'll still get around the same yardage and whatever, right? Maybe Diggs gets a touchdown that Nico would have got, but I don't think it's anything crazy. I think Nico just makes the whole thing work.
With Nico in the lineup, he takes your best defensive back.
Yep.
With Nico out of the lineup, they can double team Diggs, or they can double team Tank, or they can play 2 deep safeties the way they usually play.
Oh yeah, the defenses can just
changes everything.
Yep.
Changes everything. Which sucks for me because my starting quarterback is CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Which really sucks. Aaron Jones, he was on the sideline, still in his uniform. He's still in pads.
He was
I don't even know what's wrong with this guy. He's laughing.
Yeah.
He can't be that injured. So.
But you know what? Even if he is, what's that guy's name? His backup, Ty Johnson?
Yeah, Ty Chandler.
Ty Chandler, that's it. Wow, good job.
I know.
He finally knew something that I didn't know.
First time.
He looked okay. I think it would be fine.
No. See, this is where I love it. They should have lost this week.
Don't turn this into a Darnold thing.
Sam Darnold
turn it into a
Sam
Darnold
Darnold
thing.
is hot garbage and is being exposed.
Man.
With no running game, you're going to see what happens to this kid.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, we'll see.
We saw. We don't need to
No,
see.
it's fine.
We saw.
We're fine. We're fine.
How many fantasy points did Sam Darnold get this week?
It's 1 week.
How many?
You're allowed to have bad games.
How many fantasy points did Sam
They won the
Darnold get this
game.
week?
They won the game.
How many points did Sam Darnold get this week?
I don't even know.
He got 5.
5 points. He's fine.
He got
He's
5.
Fine. Fire him up.
With
He'll be
31 pass attempts. He had 5 points.
Yeah.
So the problem is he's being rushed more. There's no real running game. People can play a little bit more against the wide receivers. They're not really worried about Ty Chandler. They are as they are Aaron Jones. And they're going to expose this kid. There's a reason why he's been on what 4 or 5 teams in the last since 2018.
I'm gonna give you this one. I'm not even gonna continue to.
I'm not gonna say
we got
anymore.
more stuff we gotta cover.
We got more stuff.
So I'm gonna give him this one.
Okay. But Jonathan Taylor, Mixon. Okay. Tell me what's up. Jonathan Taylor, big injury.
Taylor's
Joe Mixon,
out.
big
Yeah.
injury.
Yep.
Yeah, just okay. Miami Dolphins. How bad are they? They're just so bad. Let's just get into it.
They are the ugliest team in the league right now, and if this continues, shame on them, because this isn't just like Tua's hurt and guys aren't getting open and their offense looks like shit. This goes up to management. This is like we didn't have a backup quarterback. Like Tua is the most injury prone guy arguably because of all the concussions and everything. You're really rolling into a season without a viable number 2.
Yeah.
So now you're in week 5. You're on your 3rd quarterback. Your team's showing nothing. It's a lost year for everybody, and it's all because who's out there? Joe Flacco's are out there. The Sam Darnolds are out there.
Oh, Miami could love a Joe Flacco right now.
Who wouldn't, right? And like, there's all.
I would say
these
Sam
veteran-
Darnold.
Even Andy Dalton. Right? Oh yeah, now you'd love
I'd put Sam
you'd love
Darnold
Darnold if he was on that team. But like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like there wasn't anybody there to go grab. And they're like, we're good with this Thompson, Skyler, sky's the limit. We're good. Like, you're not good.
How can they
Played
mess
one
up
game.
throwing the ball far?
Now they're grabbing guys off the street.
They're just like, can you throw the ball really far?
Yeah,
that's all you got to do.
Oh man, it's just
throw it
like
far.
shame on them because it's such a fun offense. It's such a good team.
It used to be.
Tyreek Hill, what a lost year for him.
It used to be.
So guys healthy and people who drafted him, they're not enjoying it. You've got Waddle, you've got Achane, you've got you know what I mean. There's all these guys that are contingent on like a strong offense and
a strong quarterback.
Yeah,
and it's wild because like Tua's been good. Like we was like, Tua's good, obviously.
Look, I don't think
I didn't know he was that important.
Yeah,
he was so integral to that.
But again,
whole
that just
offensive
comes
scheme.
to like so the Colts. Richardson gets hurt, Flacco walks in, and they actually look
plug
better,
and play,
right?
Copy paste, plug and play, copy paste. Flacco is smart. He's a veteran. He knows what to do. He knows where to put balls. He won a championship.
Yep.
They have nobody. Like Miami is just one quarterback away from winning football games.
Yep.
And they pulled one out because the Giants.
It was just so
who they were playing.
though.
It was just
did they even win? Like I can't even watch their games.
That's
That's how you know it's bad.
It's tough. Yeah, it's really tough. And like we're overheating.
What else is tough? Batteries.
Battery
issues are tough.
Battery issues are tough. But Miami does. Yeah, terrible. Let's get into some real or fake waiver
baby.
delight and close this up.
Okay. So real quick.
Real talk.
Yeah. Okay. Real or fake? Kirk Cousins, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He's learning the plays. He's good.
He's getting better every week.
Yeah. You like that?
I like it.
He's real, baby.
I don't even have him. I don't have a lot of Falcons on any of my teams, but I like it.
I didn't start Drake London this week.
Are you flying? You're flying. He's literally flying right now.
I'm giving it the Atlanta thing.
Yeah. So he's real. I think they get better as the season goes on. So
Rhamondre Stevenson.
So he bounced back this week, but it was against a bad team. I think it's fake. Yeah. What, you think fake too?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we also agree again.
Yeah. The Rhino is fake.
DeAndre Swift, that is.
You go first.
So I think DeAndre Swift is real. And the reason why I say that is, unfortunately, I hate that he's real. But without him being a cornerstone, he's a great supplemental piece. Like, if you have a good, strong throwing game, it opens up just a little bit, he can exploit.
If he was your running back too, would you be comfortable all year with him as your running back too?
Yes, I would.
See, I wouldn't, so we disagree.
We disagree.
So
I only do that
great the
because
last 2
Caleb
weeks.
Williams is looking better.
Yeah. And that whole team's getting better. DJ Moore showed up yesterday or whatever.
But I think it's because Caleb's getting more comfortable.
They're getting better. Their schedule's not too bad. They're looking like the aggressor in games, which is great.
Yeah.
He looks good. There's no question. But I think on a consistent for the rest of the year, I wouldn't feel great with him. As
if I was in a PPR format, I'd take him as an RB2, no question.
Motion on the Roshan. He got 2 goal lines too. So
he's an Algier.
So
Algier.
Algier. So he's always going to be a risk that Swift's not going to get the goal lines, right?
It's true.
So it's between the 20s. He's he's great. He's catching screens.
He's your first down back. He's a faster back.
Yep. There's no question he's the best back of the bunch there.
But I'd start him as an RB2 in PPR format. And our standard format might not.
Yeah.
But that PPR, I think I would. Because he doesn't get a ton, but a couple extra points here and there.
I think we're going to disagree on this one, too.
Right. Trey Sermon. I truthfully... No, I think he's fake as hell.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So he is fake. He got a touchdown, but it was way at the end of the game. It wasn't it wasn't anything special.
He's not Brock Bowers.
He doesn't...
Super good.
Yeah. He has no burst. He's just never been a good NFL quarterback or running back. So, yeah.
Fake.
He hasn't been a quarterback or running back.
Broncos defense.
Broncos D, holy shit. That was off my radar, but it's definitely on my radar now. They look great. They're shutting teams down. They look better and better every week, too. So they're another weird team that I didn't think was going to win many games. I think they're 3-2 now. They've won 3 in a row.
I thought these were super real in week 2.
I'll give you credit. Holy crap.
Picked them up.
That was weird.
And I was like, this defense looks phenomenal.
I was like, why is he playing Denver? They're on the road.
And I'm playing against everybody.
Yeah.
And I
don't know. I honestly think they're an every week start. It's weird. They play a different style of football, but their defense is always doing stuff. So
got a lot of takeaways. They've been playing really well. I think they can continue to play well. I think they got a big chip on their shoulder.
Oh no,
those Broncos D's are au natural. 100% real.
I get it. No, Waiver. I said oh boy because I know he's about to sing Waiver Delight.
Sky rockets in flight. Boo! Waiver Delight.
So if there was ever a time for the battery to die,
it's about right now. Just fuck. Once again, battery problems. Sorry, folks. I will figure out how to do this one day.
By episode 10 is the goal.
Episode 10 is the goal. Yeah, episode 10 is the goal. So we just got done the Broncos D. Sky rockets in flight. Woo! Afternoon. Waiver Delight. Woo! Waiver Delight. All right, let's get into it.
Let's get down to big businesses.
Yeah, Darnell Mooney. What's your take? These are
okay.
Sorry, I apologize there, Joey. Waiver Delight, if people don't know, these people, most everybody has them in our league, but a lot of leagues don't have these people rosters. So let's fire through these people. Let's see if it's a good idea to pick them up. Darnell Mooney.
Joe to World stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins looks to him for all these clutch moments, and most of the time the guy delivers, except for that one where he could have had a touchdown. But yeah, most of the time, loving the guy.
You liking Darnell Mooney?
Liking him. He's the guy.
If you had so 3 wide receiver league, standard format, would you be starting him on a regular basis?
Wide receiver 3 is hard to come by. Big playability.
So you're saying,
starting him.
So
starting him.
12 teams deep, standard format, 3 wide receivers, you're starting him up. Firing him up. You got Joe to World seal of approval. Pick him up, folks. Keon Coleman. Just gave him that nickname myself. I hope he likes it. Like and subscribe.
I love it.
Smash like and subscribe. Keon Coleman for me. I love this kid. I know. You tried trading him to me.
I love his potential.
Yeah.
But
he's not being worked in.
I don't know if I trust him. He's getting
not being worked in, man.
Not enough targets, man. But
the football did hit him in the back of the helmet.
Does he have the concussion helmet, or is it
no, yeah. he does not. But he did get a football boink in the back of the helmet. He's supposed to catch it. Hit him in the head.
But he gets one big play a game. I don't know if I want to bank on that.
He's a big wide receiver. He's a quintessential large, fast, strong receiver. But they're just not putting him in plays. Like, he's out there. He's running routes.
Yeah.
Better than Jordy Nelson, some would say.
Too many inside jokes, huh?
Yeah. Too many. He doesn't obviously play better than Jordy Nelson, at least not yet. But I like Keon Coleman. I think he's a stash right now. Yeah, he's a stash.
Long term, but you can't fire him up just yet.
That offense is stifled at the moment. And I think they need a guy like this. Need this kid to really come up to speed with an NFL playbook and really start playing to his ability.
Well, all these years, height's always been their weakness at wide receiver. They didn't even have wide receivers that were 6 feet tall. So this is the kid that's going to solve that long term. His issue's always been drops, but I like his outlook. But right now, I'm not starting him.
All right. So I say if you got room in your bench, if you have deep bench,
Definite stash.
stash him. He's a stash candidate, and I agree he's a stash candidate. I wouldn't start him right now either. What about Tyrone Tracy?
I like him. He's a weird one because he's breaking off these long runs, but he looks like he's slow while he's doing it. It's so confusing.
It's awkward.
But
he's
what's
getting
the
long
competition?
runs.
Singletary was out. Singletary was having a decent season, but
Kraft Singletary.
they'll just RBBC that and
Yeah, for those who don't know who Tyrone Tracy is, it's understandable. He played for Devin Singletary for the New York Football Giants this weekend. He is a running back. Some people need that clarification, so I wanted to bring it up. Long term, if Singletary gets out longer, you play him.
Yeah, if Tyrone
they clearly
Tracy
wanna
has
give him the
the
ball.
starting role, he has that big play ability.
they wanna give
and
him the rock.
volume. I like it.
But if Singletary is there, then you're toast.
Yeah.
Darius, Malik Neighbors, Slayton.
Fool's gold.
You think so?
So I actually,
Ooh.
well,
Didn't you
my
start him this week?
brother started him in his dynasty league because there was no other options, and it totally paid off. But this is just he's getting
Dynasty,
volume
though.
because Neighbors is gone.
Oh,
But Slayton does this once a year, every year. You don't know when. The guy's a track star. He's gonna get some deep plays. You just don't know when it's gonna happen. Don't bank on it.
Look at this natural lightsaber. Woo! Man, my office is glowing.
Yeah.
I agree with you on the Darius Slayton situation. Malik Neighbors is the type of guy who's going to make Daniel Jones look like a star. Slayton did against a weak team, at least a weaker team on defense. I think if he goes up against any type of shutdown corner, he is toast. Whereas a Malik Neighbors can kind of overcome that a little bit, I think. Just because, I think he's a generational talent.
I agree.
Which is a term I created.
I never heard that term before you said it.
I also created the term football.
I don't know about that one. I can't give you that one.
Last but not least, in Waiver Delight, Tucker Kraft.
First off, I'm smashing like and subscribe, but I'm also smashing add if this guy's still available in your league.
Yeah, and he went with his father, Robert Kraft, to a massage parlor the other day and had a afternoon.
Waiver Delight.
Tucker Kraft he's the real deal, I think.
His target share on that team is just yeah.
He's building the rapport that really good tight ends need to get to have that. Like, he can block, sure, but he is definitely a pass catching tight end. They're showing that he's going to be in the playbook a lot. Some guy loves him back there. Get it? Love squared.
Oh wow.
And he's a big piece of Green Bay's offense at the moment, especially when they
doesn't
have.
like it? Sorry to interrupt.
No, I'll interrupt.
Luke Musgrave hates Kraft singles right now.
Yes, he does.
He does. He took his job.
Yeah, that Muskrat lost his job to a Kraft single.
Yeah.
He took your job.
Yeah.
Your job.
That's a South Park reference.
I think they get it.
Yeah. They don't.
Yeah, just an absolute beast of a tight end, and I think that waiver pickup is going to be a big one. So if you can get him, good luck. He's still available, I think, 40% of leagues.
And it's not just a flash in the pan. He had a touchdown both these last 2 weeks, but he had about a 15 to 16% target share the entire time. It's just you can't really translate that to fantasy points when Malik Willis is the quarterback. But now that Love's here, this guy's the real deal.
When did you start bringing statistics to the show?
I just blacked out. I don't know how that came over me.
Who are you?
Honestly, it was like I was watching myself pull statistics.
We don't pull real facts here. No, that was really well done, Jodo.
Thank you.
So we have some final thoughts, but I think this final thought needs to follow up in the format of a phone call.
All right.
You got your mobile device?
Yes.
So if you have
I just gotta make a call real quick.
if you have somebody who has taken CMC as number one in your league, you should probably do this as well on a daily basis.
He just really needs this update. I hope he picks up. If he doesn't pick up, it's gonna be brutal.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, this is Jodo World calling.
Just wanted to remind you, CMC is still injured. He's not coming back till later.
There we go. And that's episode 7, is that not?
Episode 7, folks. Officially, podcast is done. Jodo World, Cheers.
Cheers to being famous.
Make that phone call to your friends. God damn, we're still really good looking.
Yeah.